Hey YouTube, it's Audrey, and I've had a couple people ask me how I made the crepe paper flower that I used in the gift set swap that I recently participated in that was hosted by Scrap the World, aka Tamika, here on YouTube. And um, I have to shout out to Sloan, who's Miss Sad 64, who asked if I had did a tutorial or if there was a tutorial, and I told her no, and I'd never done one. And she said, well, you could do one and I'll be the first one to watch. So I'm going to attempt to do one and show you how I actually made the flower. Um, I got, I learned how to make the flower um, back in October when I went to the Creating Keepsakes convention in Chicago, and I took a class that was called Quick and Classy with My Mind's Eye, and it was taught by Sophia, who owns a company called Strictly Scrapbooking. And so I'll show you this page here. This layout is one of the ones that we made in that class. And here is a flower that I learned. And this was the very first one I made. And we made it in the class, and it was during that hour. And so I thought it was fun. And during the class, I actually won some of the glue dots, which are used as the base for the flower. And they are the extra, extra large glue dots, and they're 2 inches across. And the package comes with 24, and I guess it retails for $5.99. I've seen them at Michael's. I don't really know how much they cost because I had won a pack, so I hadn't really paid attention to these until that class. But this is what I use for the base of the flower. And then the crepe paper that I use, I actually bought at Mon Ami Gabby, which is that company, which is at usually the Scrapbook Expos and the Creating Keepsakes convention. But it was crepe paper, and there was 3 yards of it for $3.99, and it's thicker than like the crepe paper that you would buy at the party store on the roll, but that can be used too, I'm assuming. But this just has just a little bit more body to it. So it measures about, let's see, lower about 6.5 inches wide. So you get a lot of paper out, a lot of flowers out of this. And what you do, let's put this over here. What you do is you actually cut it into strips. So about 1 inch wide. So you cut it out. And during the class, well, actually not during that class, another class that I took that was the latest and greatest, I got some strips already cut in my packet. So I am going to use this green one and attempt to show you exactly what I did. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and pretty quick, but the glue dots look like this. They come on a sheet, and they have like an acetate cover that you can't see too well here, but there's an acetate cover and then a white sheet. So you would just pull, and you have to get it at the right angle because sometimes it wants to come off. There we go. You would pull off the acetate, and usually, of course, it comes off a lot easier than this, but since this is a video where I'm trying to show you how it works, why not act crazy on me? Anyway, you pull it off. It's supposed to come off a lot simpler than that, and usually it does. But this is a live video. So you have your glue dot, which you can kind of see a little bit of it. And then it's pretty simple. You kind of unroll your paper, and you just start at the very edge and stick a piece down, and then you just pleat it. So you do pleats all the way around, just sticking the bottom part on the actual glue dot. And I mean, your pleats can be as big or as tight as you want them, and they could be uniform, they could be not uniform. It's all up to you as far as what you want to do, and two, how you work it around and how it sticks to the thing. See, you're getting pleats all the way around, and you just keep going with the pleating. And like I said, depending on how neat you want it, you can do it pretty even, or I've seen where people have done them where the pleats have been uneven. And so you just keep going around, just keep pleating and sticking. And then you kind of get to the point where you start it, and then you start doing it a little further in. So as you go a little further in, as you'll see, you start to get that second layer. So you just keep pleating around. Pleating around. And you keep filling in that circle. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, so and you keep pleating and filling in the circle as you go around. And I try and make sure that I stop where the two stop, or you can continue going, because if I stop right here, this is where I started, so I end up with 2 rows around. And then you just tear it off, or cut it off actually. That way it won't look so raggedy. You cut it off, and I kind of pleat my last one under just a bit. Now if you wanted to, you could keep going around until you fill in that little bit of glue dot left on there. That would give you more layers if you wanted to do it that way. And so that is how you do it. And you see you got 2 rows there. And then you just take whatever you want to use for your center. You use like a button. Excuse me. You can put a button there, or if you want, you could put like a flower, like this glitter flower in the center, or some other kind of embellishment, just as long as it covers that empty space. So that would be what you end up with. And that was a simple version of making the crepe paper flowers. So I hope that helped everybody. And if anybody has any questions, just feel free to give me a private message or leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and woohoo! I've done my first tutorial. Hopefully I did it where you would understand it. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and you have a great and very blessed day.